Radio Bocconi, play it loud!
Hey guys, this is Paul from Radio Bocconi, and today I wore my best Hawaiian shirt. Well, at least I tried.
Good shirt.
I tried because I'm with Norman Cook, that you probably know with his stage name of Fatboy Slim. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Is it your first time in Milan?
No.
You've been there many times?
I've been here times.
Because I've heard about your 5F. Is it your 5Fs?
Yes.
Which one is it now? Could you explain first the 5F and tell us?
That's our favour for a friend, something I know that will be fun, a first that I've never done before, finance or food.
And which one is it today?
Very big food one in Milan, obviously. Favour for a friend, not a first because I've been to Milan before. I think probably finance.
Health as well.
No, fun. No, fun because I knew it'd be fun because the crowds in Milan are always fun. But fun. Fun for Milan crowds.
Because I was about to ask you, is there any differences between like European crowd, for example, and North American or South American crowd?
Every country's different.
Every country's different?
Every country's different.
What's special about Milan?
And every country's different. Sometimes cities are different. I don't know. They have different. Some are noisy, some are quiet, some are really like spangled, mental. Some shout at you. I mean, Scottish crowds, they shout, "Iwi, Iwi, Iwi, fucking go, Iwi, Iwi," like the whole way through the show, and that's their way of showing appreciation. But there's something that's been happening in Italy the last 2 or 3 years, where I've just seemed to clicked, where I think there's a sort of like a slightly kind of hooligan edge to it, and there's just something where we've both gone, yeah, this really works. It's funny, but it's quite raunchy as well. And I don't know, there's something about crowds in Milan and northern Italy the last few years. There's just, I don't know, something about our relationship is just blossoming at the moment.
Because, well, now you're seeing the rise of house music in Italy, but you've been having this for 30 years now, where you just saw the rise of house music everywhere in the world. How did you first feel like, okay, this is going to be the time where house music is going to be the big thing?
Well, I never dreamed it would necessarily be house music, because when I started DJing, I was playing sort of alternative electronic music, and then there was rare groove, and then rap music and electro, and house was just like a part of. I didn't think house would be around this long, but then again, you know, there's house and there's house. You know, there's the minimal side of it, there's the EDM side of it, and somewhere in the middle there's me, who's kind of I'm not underground, but I'm not overground.
That's what I was about to say, because you're one of the only artists who can put pop, but as well hip hop and house, so many songs together, even EDM. I saw you at. Back then, when you first started,
I just think, oh, what about just putting a little tiny piece of that in there, or I don't know. It's sort of the sum total of all of the things that have gone into my head, and then they come out, and there's no reason why they shouldn't all come out at once during one show. You know, like where I say, oh no, I only play like techno, or I only play, you know. So I don't know. There's just things that turn me on. And I just throw them all in there.
And your new single is out, Where You Is, right now. And I remember I was listening to your Beat One, I could call it like a radio station. And I remember when I listened to the first show, you showed us a demo of it. And then at the last one, which was like a few months ago, just at the end of 2016, I remember you showed us the final version, and I was wondering, how long does it take you to write a song and be like, well, to create a song and be like, I'm happy with that song, it's going to be my new single?
That song, particularly, that was, I believe, 6 years.
6 years?
6 years, yeah, no, because when I was finishing it, I looked at the original vocal when I recorded the vocal, and it was 6 years ago. So, quite slowly, that one, I just recorded the vocal with Latif when we were doing some other stuff. Forgot about it for about 3 years, and then I had it, and then I started playing it over the top of things in my live sets. And then everyone was going, what's that? Can't beat that with a baseball bat. And I'm like, oh, there's just a bit of vocal that I've had. And they're like, oh, you should make a tune out of it. And then it took me another year to make a tune out of it. And then it took me another, from the beginning of those radio shows to the end. So that was another 3 months. So yeah, no, I'm a very slow worker these days. In the old days, it would take me 3 days.
Oh yeah, I was about to ask
In the
you.
old days, when I was young, it would 3 days start to finish, and I probably wouldn't sleep during those 3 days. I would just be like, idea. But now I'm older, and I think about things more, and I'm not so confident and arrogant that I just go, yeah, great idea, get it out. Now I sort of think, and normally I need to play it for a year in my DJ sets. And if after a year people are still going, what is that tune? What's that baseball bat thing? So yeah, it's all about confidence, and also I'm not so much of a workaholic as I used to be.
And where do you find your inspiration? Because you said that the studio process changed over the years, but did the inspiration change? Do you still pick vinyls? I saw you had a massive vinyl library. Do you still where do you find your inspiration?
I don't know. Just again, when I was younger and a workaholic, I would be looking for it everywhere and taking things. And now it's like I don't go looking for it. If it arrives, or something just gets in my head, or something that I'm DJing people seem to like, then it sticks. But I don't know. It just comes in the strangest of places. Eat, Sleep, Rave, Repeat came from an email that the visuals editor he'd stayed up all night to edit one of the tunes for the shows, and I said to him, I just emailed him, I said, did you get it finished? Did you and he just went, eat, sleep, edit, rave, repeat, and it just sounded like it just sounded like a tune. So yeah, it can come from anywhere.
And also, you talked about the years have passed, and I thought like, like Fatboy Slim would be like, is still young. When I see you on stage, I feel like, and you're still young now. I'm not gonna say.
When I'm on stage, I am actually still young. Yeah.
And I was about to ask,
when I'm off stage, I'm 53. When I'm on stage, I'm only 17. Yeah. It's brilliant. I don't know how it happens.
And I was about to ask, how do you like make the differences between Fatboy Slim and Norman Cook?
There you have it. You have it right there.
Is it just about
it's the shirt. Yeah, it's about the shirt and the shoes.
No shoes, yeah. A shirt on.
When I put the shirt on and I take off the shoes, I become Fatboy Slim, and then I forget that I'm a parent, and I forget that I'm a 53-year-old, and I forget all those things, and I'm just all about a party from there on.
Well, thank you so much for that. I hope you have fun tonight. I hope the Milan crowd will be up to...
yeah, they normally are, so fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Thank you so much for tuning in, and find the interview on Radio Bocconi.
Radio Bocconi, play it loud!